Yo, what's good, everybody? And I want to thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sisters review. This particular video, I believe I'm going to entitle it Sisters Season 7, Who's In and Who's Out. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff if you choose to. If not, just sit back, relax, and we're going to get right into this thing. Now, I want to give a shout out to everybody who listened to our Sisters Keeper with me and Erica Vane last week when we discussed the season finale of Zatima. And there were a few individuals in the chat who was telling us about this audio clip or this clip that was going around of DeVal Ellis, who portrays Zach on Sisters and Zatima, talking about season 7 and some particular characters who are not going to be on the show come season 7. And at the time, neither myself or Erica had heard about it. So I had the opportunity to listen to the clip. And DeVal and his wife Kadeen have a podcast called Dead Ass, and it was on there. I was going to put the clip on YouTube, but I'm not, because I don't want to be like I'm taking someone else's work, and YouTube have a tendency to copyright people's stuff, and I'm not trying to go in that direction. I don't need them problems. Basically, DeVal was saying that come season 7, there's going to be some characters that have been on the show who would not be on the show because the new writers are taking the show and the story in a different direction. And of course, a lot of fans are speculating about which characters are going to be making the exit. And I know there were a few people who reached out to me and wanted me to talk about it. And I'm going to be very sensitive in some ways in this video, because when you're talking about real people and their lives and their jobs and things of that nature, I do have a sensitivity to that and a compassion to that, but I'm also going to keep it real as far on the entertainment side and the show perspective. So I'm going to come from it two perspectives. One is going to be personal, and then second is going to be the entertainment perspective. Now, on the personal side, for any of the characters or any of the actors who will be making an exit, we will not see them come season 7. I'm a very optimistic person, so I look at it as it was just their time to go. You know, when one door closes, God will open up another door. And this is just their season for Sisters have come to an end, and their season for something else will begin. I just choose to keep a positive attitude and outlook on life. And that's how I feel for them. All of them are talented. And I believe that, you know, the best is yet to come for them. And that's how I feel on the personal side. Now, when it comes to this show, I'm going to tell y'all the people who I think are not going to be there, or the characters that I will not miss. Okay. I'm going to start with Calvin. And like I said earlier, there are some people who were already going in on the new writers because they were taken away, or they feel like they know who's going to be leaving, which no one, DeVal did not reveal who is not going to be on there. Basically what he said was that they were reading the script for season 7, and that's how they found out that some of the people did not make it to season 7. And I believe he stated that the actors who were not coming back found out 3 weeks before they started filming. If I am saying that in error, someone correct me, but I believe that's what he stated. Now, Anthony Dalton, who plays the character of Calvin, I love him. I think he's an amazing actor. But Calvin is a character that I would not mind seeing anymore on Sisters. And even though some people are mad at the new writers, I think that what they're doing is magnificent. I think they're doing what Tyler Perry should have done at least 2.5 to 3 seasons ago. And my reason for saying that is, these men on the show, because Tyler has refused to expand their characters, they become extremely redundant. The storyline becomes stale, and there is no growth. And I think that if everyone is honest, we can come to an agreement that that's what we have been watching for these past 3.5 seasons of Sisters. It's been the same old, same old. The characters are doing the same exact thing. With the character of Calvin, and let me just say this before I start talking about the characters. each character that I'm going to talk about, it's not like they don't have the necessary characteristics to become great characters. It's just that Tyler didn't do anything with them. So like I said, starting with Calvin, the things that we know about Calvin, we know that Calvin has a son. We know that Calvin supposedly has a crazy baby mama who he slept with. It was a one night stand. She ended up getting pregnant and boom, that was it. We know that Calvin came from a household. He was raised by 2 gay white men. One of them passed away. The other one relocated to Florida. We know that Calvin dealt with sexual abuse as a child from his biological family. His uncle took him to go see a 30-plus-year-old woman when he was like 12 years old. He was a mind. It was just disgusting, but he has that. Also, we know that when Calvin's father relocated to Florida, Calvin was supporting him financially, which is why he had to move in with Maurice and why he was having supposedly money issues. But it seems as if he really ain't having no money issues because he's been able to cover the rent for Maurice since he's been out of a job. And Calvin just seems to always have money, so I'm not really sure where his struggle is. And the only thing we've been able to see from Calvin is that it's like he want to make this thing work with Sabrina, but to me, he just goes about it in the wrong way. And there's nothing more to him. We don't get to see him struggle. We don't get to see him see his son. We don't get to see him deal with the crazy baby mama. We just don't get to see. And I think because we have not been privy to the other side of Calvin's life, it's really no purpose in him being there because it's obvious that Sabrina doesn't want him. He could be as nice as he is. He can always put himself in a position to be in her presence, but it is clear Sabrina does not want to be with Calvin. So he's one of the characters that I believe, and this is just me speculating because I could be completely wrong, but Calvin is one of the characters that I believe is going to get the axe for season 7. Preston. I know there are some Preston lovers out there, and I know some people may come at me because I said Preston, but that's fine. God is still good. But Preston is another one. Trinity Whitehead, I absolutely love him. I think he's a great actor. I just saw his movie on Tubi. I think it's called Love Karma or something like that. But he did a wonderful job. And with Preston's character has been getting on my nerves for so many seasons. I can't even tell y'all. And I think that Tyler kept playing seesaw with his character. One moment he's naive and he's green and he's slow and country and really doesn't know a lot. And then on the other hand, he's emotionally manipulative. He is, he went out and got engaged to someone because Danny wouldn't marry him. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And Preston, I believe there are certain dynamics with his character that we never got an opportunity to see as well. We understand that Preston comes from or has this racist side of his family that we were introduced to. But then after those 2 brothers showed up at Danny's job and did what they did, and then they beat up Preston, that was the end of it. It's like Tyler has there is a pattern of presenting really great obstacles that these characters can go through, great conflicts, but then everything always resort back to something romantic. And I think it dulls down the opportunity to really see these characters experience conflict and overcome them in a healthy way. And then sometimes I know for me, just as a viewer and even as a writer, I get upset because it's like these characters are so like one-dimensional. You have to find the depth in them because it's not always presented to us. And Preston and Danny, I don't think I've been for them probably since season 2 or 3. I can't remember, but it's just like we're seeing the same old happen with them, the same conversations. And when things happened with Preston and Danny, when she just came home from work one day and was like, yeah, I want to give us a try. And it's like, what? Why? Nothing happened that would have swayed your decision making. It was like Tyler just threw stuff together just for the convenience of putting Danny and Preston together, but it wasn't warranted. And to me, it was so undeserving because we did not even get to see this happen. He was engaged. He had Mindy at the restaurant. Danny was drunk. The thing happened with Noah. I think that was in Jonah. A character in the Bible. Y'all know. I can't remember right now. It was either Noah or Jonah. Okay? Bible characters. But with him coming back to Danny's apartment, Preston beating him up, the fire happened, and all of a sudden they back together. I said, God, what? Tyler, what are you doing? Honestly. But Preston, like I said, I love Trinity Whitehead, but Preston as a character, he's not needed. And even more not needed is Q. I don't even have nothing deep to say about him. This is a character who, to me, I don't even know how he's lasted this long. How has Q survived? Q makes me think, y'all know when you watch a scary movie and it's a cast full of white folk and there's maybe 2 black people in there, and we know for sure that the black people gonna die, and they gonna die within the first 10 minutes of the movie. Q should have been dead the first 10 minutes. I'm not understanding why he's in the prequel. How did he survive? Because the only survivors of black people in scary movies I know is Brandy, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and this wasn't really a scary movie, but I guess the movie with the water movie that had LL Cool J in it, and I think he survived in Halloween too. I can't remember, but I'm like, black people don't be surviving. Why is Q here? Tyler, Q is the most wasteless character, and I forgot the young man's name who plays him. Boo, I'm sorry, but I love you, because you real nice, but I can't remember his name right now. But the character of Q, no ma'am, he can go. He can take two skips and a hop and bounce out the show. I won't be sad to see him go. Then it brings me to Gary. Gary is another character that we can honestly see exit and it wouldn't matter. I don't understand why Gary is still on this show. Tyler has already let us know who the redeemable character is on this show, which is Zachary Taylor. There is nothing that Gary can do or say or show or demonstrate that will redeem him from the things that he's done. I will stand on the fact that Gary is a manipulative, controlling, abusive individual. There is nothing about him that is nice. There is nothing about him that is healthy. Gary is abusive and he's emotionally manipulative. He is not a redeemable character. He's just not. And this whole thing with him and Andy, we're sick of it. How many times must we be on this merry-go-round of the Andy and Gary show? No one wants to see it. No one wants to be a part of it. No one wants this. Well, believe it or not, there are a group of people out there who actually rock with Gary. And I'm shocked and appalled because I don't understand. But they out there. It's a group of them. They out there. But I said all that to say, I didn't want to make this video long, but I don't know, because I did have some people ask me, did I feel that DeVal was wrong for talking about this? And I don't necessarily feel that he was wrong for talking about it. I don't think that I would have, especially because we're still in season 6. And there's just so much talk around this about who's not going to be there, who's going to be let go, which characters are not coming back. I mean, we know the main characters are going to be there, but I know it's always a sad time when someone, loses their job or something like that. But like I said earlier, I don't try to look at it as a loss. I just look at it as the season is over for this. And a new season of something is going to come up. They're going to go on to bigger and better things that they can expand, their acting chops and expand their resumes and stuff like that. And that's just how I choose to see it. But on the entertainment side of things, it's time for those characters to go because they bring nothing to the show. They don't elevate the show. They don't progress the storyline in any way. It's just a rerun. Watching Sisters at times is almost just like watching a rerun of itself in real time, because they're talking about the same things, they're saying the same things, they're repeating the same things, And people get tired of that. I don't care how much drama you try to pack into a show. You have to have progression. You have to have evolution. Because if you don't, your story, your show will become stale. It will become boring and it will become old. And I think that, like I said, I have had a lot of people to tell me about their experiences with watching a Tyler Perry production, and that it kind of always goes in this cycle, and it just gets worse. And like I've always stated, this is my first, go around with watching something that he's written as far as the show, because of course I've seen his movies and his plays, but as far as his shows, Sisters is my first one, and it's just like I took my hat off to people who continually to watch his stuff. Cause I told my mom, I said, after Sisters go off, like once Sisters come to an end, I can't see myself watching another Tyler Perry show, knowing what I know. I don't think I could put myself through this again. I don't think I can do it. I really don't. I don't. But for everyone who reached out to me about this, this is my perspective of it. These are the characters that I think that are going to be gone season 7. Of course, I had some people telling me, they want Karen to go. Y'all know Karen ain't going nowhere. If she go, what y'all gonna talk about? Y'all know she not going. We know the main characters are gonna be there. It's these, other supporting characters that might not be there anymore. So, but like I said, thank you guys for listening, and to everyone who brought this up to me, and for everyone who mentioned it in the chat on the last live of our Sisters Keeper. I appreciate it. And to everybody who has been sending me questions for Sisters, I'm going to do my best to put out at least 3 videos a week leading up to Sisters premiere at October 18th. So I'm going to do my best to do that. I just got back from my vacation and, getting recalibrated into the things and all of that. But I'm back. So thank you guys for all the birthday love. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there.